Okay. Kuf. Kuf. They're not holding it. Kuf yet. But the last daf in the second Pedic.
Make sure you're on.
Baruch Hashem, we are. Thank you everyone for joining us. The last daf in the second Pedic of Madlikin. We had tremendous amount of fun the past year and a half.
Lamed base or lamed?
And with Daf Lamed Hey Lamed Beis. So we'll just jump back a few lines because we kept on jumping here and there. So we just go back a few lines. And Belina, that tomorrow we'll learn Simen Reish Nun Aleph and Reish Nun Vov, which is the halacha that comes out of this Daf Gemara. Okay, again, Daf Lamed Hey Lamed Beis. About 7-8 lines from the top, middle of the line. There's two dots, and it starts Toner Rabon. Almost there. One more. Got it.
Chazara?
Yeah, so a little shtickle is Chazara, and sorry, but then we'll finish off, and that's new stuff. Toner Rabon, Sheish Tki Yisrael Gemora Shabbos. I'm not planning to repeat anything. Any Lomdus, any Toisus, any Rashi. We already covered. I'm not covering again. I'm just going to highlight new things in the sugya that we have not covered before, plus just finish off the sugya we're going to be Masayim the Pedic. The stage below, 6th key is of Shabbos. The first one is to tell the people to stop doing the malacha. And this is Lahavta l'sa'am malacha shebesodas. Near Lahavta ir v'chanuyas. Tlishis lahadlik esanei. Divri Rabbi Nosson. This is the words of Rabbi Nosson. I'll say in a minute, in the Gemara, the malacha is like Rabbi Nosson. Baruch atah Adonai malacha m'shakum dori. Zogt Rashi, Shesh tkiyas afa truas b'minyan the seder shlom tkiyah tru tkiyah. Haftal memalacha shebesodas. Liya lahen shus lekonas liya. Then the second key is lahaftel ho'ir mimalacha. V'achanuyas mimekach u'memker.
Why does it have to be Tkiya to a Tkiya? Why can't it be just a Tkiya?
That someone could have been tkiya.
Right, I'm saying.
Well, that was the regilus to go tkiya through a tkiya through a tkiya. There was other things that were the chiyah was already the Rosh Hashanah.
Right.
Other things the chiyah, so we left it already chiyah through a tkiya.
The shofar, it was regular shofar, or they have to go to the sadot and to be prepared for the people that working.
Yeah, it was a Yemenite big shofar.
Yeah, when all the
It's a big Yemenite shofar.
maybe.
Okay. Rashi says that the first was Lahaftel Mamalocha Shebesodas V'ilam Shus Likonas Liya. The second was Lahaftel Ho'ir Mimalacha and the Chanuyas Mimekach Umemka. So, in other words, according to Rashi, the first Tekiya was only Lahaftel Sa'om Mimalacha if they're standing in the Soda. If they were standing in the ear,
It still could work.
they still could work. This is Shittas Rashi. This is Shittas Rashi. Rashi Shita goes very well, with another Gemara. The Gemara says in Psochim Dafnon that from Amincha, a Yid is not allowed to do Malach out of Shabbos. And if he does, it's also do Malach. And if he does Malacha, ain't a roisim and bracha lo'ilam from that Malacha.
Which mincha? Mincha Ketana? Mincha
Oh, all the Rishonim ask, which Mincha? Mincha Ketana? Mincha Gedoyla is a half hour of the Chatzos. That's I know. Or is it Mincha Ketana, which is 2.5 hours? Even if it's 2.5 hours, it's a lot of time. It's a lot of time. What malacha you're not allowed to do from there? Which which not. So Rashi holds over there that Gemara the Kula. He holds the Mincha Ketana. So Lishita Soi, And he says that the Tkiya Shniya that was B'mincha Tana. So therefore he teaches over here that B'mincha Gedoyla they did a Tkiya Lahafta Malach only on Shabbat.
How far is the soda from the year that we
Doesn't lav dafka that far. Some of them are far,
no,
and some of them
we say
mekir v'chutza.
we say they still could walk because till this place from the soda will come to the city. So you have another 10 minutes or an hour, like
It's a long time. From Mincha Ketana, from Mincha Gedoyla to Mincha Ketana, it's 2.5 hours.
right.
So-
How long before Shabbos is this?
According to Rashi, the first kiyah was by Mincha Gedoyla, and that means a half hour after Chatzos. So the people in the Soda stopped working a half hour after Chatzos.
So you're losing much more than people in the
Right,
city.
right. The people in the city stopped doing malacha 2.5 hours before the night. Now, what does 2.5 hours mean before the night? The emphasis, it depends on it depends. We discussed it when I was in Eretz Yisrael. When you go minchik tatna, you bounce back 2.5 hours from Seisakei Chovim, or you bounce back 2.5 hours from Shkia. It seems that the shittas that held like the Rabbeinu Tam usually bounce back 2.5 hours from Seisakei Chovim. Shittas that are anointed to the Geonim would bounce back 2 hours from Shkia. So it makes a very big difference. So there's a huge difference here. Okay. So according to Rashi wants to say
What is in the Gemora Pesachim?
that the Gemora Pesachim says, Min ha-mincha osam ha-malach. Rashi says that Min ha-mincha osam ha-malach means mincha ktana. So therefore he teaches over here in this Gemara that from mincha gedoyla it's also only for the people in the Sodas. But for the people of the ear, the Yisra Malacha only starts mincha ktana. So the Alter Rebbe teaches, but the Tur says that a very chumra de kashita. People today are not in for this chumra. That doesn't matter. Be'ir besod, you're not allowed to do any malacha
From Chatzos.
from mincha gedoyla, half hour after chatzos.
From Chatzos, they say.
Wow, that's like
The
crazy.
Lashon from Shulchan Aruch, you're not supposed to do melacha from Chatzos. Not even.
That's a big deal to say. Anyway, Lapoil, we'll see tomorrow in the Alter Rebbe Shulchan Aruch is Mekel. But according to the Tur, that the Chacham said for mincha gedoyla, it's also the malacha. So what do you mean that they blew a shofar?
In
They blew, yeah, and the second was lahafti lo ir me malacha v'chanuis me mekach u'memker. What does it mean? It's already also ready for mincha gedoyla.
If they are also in the soda, why in the city?
They're also, everyone's also. According
But you said the soda.
to Rashi, special thing, they made the people in the Soda also, because they're far away, we want them to stop earlier. The people in the ear only have to stop Malocha by Mincha Ktana. That's Rashi Shita. Because he holds when the Gemara said that it's also to Malocha for Mincha means Mincha Ktana. Okay. This Gemara is saying that Chidush Dover, that people in the Soda far away, because they're far, we want them to stop earlier.
Right.
But according to the Tur, that the Tur says that when the Gemara says you have to stop doing malacha, it's from Mincha Gedoyla, every Yid has to stop from Mincha Gedoyla. So the first Kiyah, which was by Mincha Gedoyla, it's already, everyone has to stop the malacha.
Also on Sheir.
Also on Sheir. So what are you telling me? Lahaftil re'ir me malacha v'chanuis me mekach u'memker. The Alter Rebbe answers it in the Kuntas Achron, which hopefully we'll learn tomorrow, that there's a few nekudas that are still also mutter, even according to the Tur, that he says b'chatzois mamash mincha gedoyla b'chatzois you're not allowed to do any malacha, but if it's mamash l'tzorech Shabbos, you're allowed to. But by mincha ktana, even l'tzorech Shabbos, you're not allowed to.
Most people, that's why they want us to stop working with us, so they start preparing for Shabbos. Golden days didn't have refrigerators, so they wanted to start cooking, after that. So
So we have to know what's malacha here. Malacha b'chlal, when you say here malacha, pashtus, we don't mean malacha lamates malachas. We mean
Take off your tefillin.
no, yeah, we mean like sewing clothing, making shoes, the schuster, the Schneider. If you're making food for Shabbos, the pashtus, that's in Bakal not in what we're dealing with.
That's the best time to make food.
Right, exactly. Now we're talking about
Other things.
other things.
Melocha, a different melocha.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, cookies are melocha also, but
Right. Similar to like cholamoid, when we say malacha.
Now it's after Yom Tov.
Right.
what you're
right,
allowed to, what you're
right.
not allowed
When we say we shouldn't do malacha and cholamoid, so we don't mean you shouldn't turn on the light. We mean
to.
that you shouldn't do right. Okay. Let's continue. Okay, one more time. Let's read it quickly.
Shlishis,
Tana Rabbanon shesh tkiyas tekei erev Shabbat t'shen l'haftel son hamalacha shebesodis shnir l'haftel ir b'chanuyis shlishis l'hadlik esanei divrei Ravinos Rabbi Yehuda Nosi Oimer that the shlishis is lachlatz tefillin and actually says revis is l'hadlik esanei and then shoyer kadei tzli is dog cotton kadei l'hadlik faz betanu tekei Maria v'tekei v'shetz.
להדליק את הנר for the woman.
It's a time. It's a amount of time. However time it takes, they tzlias da cotton and then tekei Maria v'tekei v'shetz. Amar Hashem Gamalel man nasam labavlihim shetoikim Maria v'shetz b'tech Maria. Take the Gemora. What do you mean? Toikim Maria have a chamish. Chacham said to the 6. Ela shetoikim v'chozerim v'toikim u'Maria v'shetz b'tech Maria. They don't do tkiya through a tkiya. They do tkiya through it. No, so Gemara meaning have the same be a day. I'm not going to go into what's up shot. We spoke about it already. So Gemara Masna Law Rabbi Yehuda Rabbi Yitzchak Brei. He said Shni Elahad Lekasaneh. So Gemara come on. Rabbi Yehuda said Shni Elahad Lekasaneh. Which it is later Rabbi Nosson, which said it's number 3. Later Rabbi Yehuda Nosson, which said it's number 4. Ella, he must have said Rabbi Yehuda must have said Shlishis Lahad Lekasaneh. Once he said Shlishis Lahad Lekasaneh, come on, like who did he pass it? Rabbi Nosson, he passed it like Rabbi Nosson. Okay.
That's like how we pass it.
That's like how we pass it. Okay, good. Tana the Rebbe Bishmal, we learned Yeshiva Rebbe Bishmal. 6 tkiyas taken Erev Shabbos. There were 6 tkiyas they did Erev Shabbos. It's the tkiyah Rishona. Nim do the Mesodas Malader Malachash. Unless it's called Malachash Mesodas. They stopped doing all the Malacha. Ve'ena Kroivim Nashem Likonis. The people that are very clearly close to the city are not allowed to walk in. They should all walk in. Okay. Spoke about it already, Barichas. The stores are still open. When they started blowing the second tkiya, they closed the chanuis. They're still busy cooking. Tkiya shlishis, silika masalik, v'hitmin amatmen. Rashi says silika masalik kaderish asuyim liistalik l'maychel alayla. People, if they did it for that night, so that would be hot anyway. So hitmin amatmen esaruis lamoch. Okay, and then v'hidlika madlik, and then shoya kedei tzliyas da kotne kedei lahadut pas bataner v'tekeo Maria v'tekeo v'sheitas. Amr b'yosef Reb Chanina Shemati, I heard, if he wants the light, even though it's muktzah, Hashem's not allowed to carry muktzah, they said that the Chazan HaKnesses goes off the Gag Gavoya Shabiyah, and he walks home.
He has a couple of minutes to walk home.
Yeah, you see, he has a couple of minutes to walk home. Amr Loi, they said to him, to Reb Yosef Reb Chanina, not true. The blowing is not worth anything. Like Rashi says, so how is a person supposed to know? He came to a city and here they're blowing. So the people that live there for many years, they know that the Shamash lives 1 minute to walk from the shul. And the other city, they know that he lives 5-minute walk from the shul.
That's you.
But the other people, they come and it's Tachnush Kashir.
Right.
He has a makom tzenua. Shesham aniach shofar. That's where he puts a shofar. Lefi she'im metaltalim lo yas a shofar v'lo chatzotzes. On Shabbos, you're not allowed to be metaltal, a shofar or a chatzotzes. Why? Because it's muktzah. So this is really where it finishes them as the sugya, which is the shesh tiyah sugya.
When this Gemara was written?
Bisman, well, it's written in Babel,
In Baba.
1,600 years ago.
Yeah, but all these things we don't have now.
Yeah,
So
why?
why
It's
are we repeating?
Huh?
We passed them away. Why don't we do it today?
It's a big shayla. That's what we're going to learn tomorrow. Simulation involved. It seems that most places come hold that the tkiyas that we do today does not have the din of sheish tkiyas bisman hashas.
Which kids will do today?
No, you have in a lot of kihillas. They have a siren.
Siren, even
They have a
here.
siren.
It's not like for these people, for these people. It's
For everybody.
everybody in one shot.
Kashtei, but bisman hashas. When the guy went and he blew the last tkiyah,
That's it. It's,
that was it. Even for him,
you can't even touch the sefer.
he can't touch his shofar anymore. Right? Obviously, like you spoke about Ichtas in the Shir 2-3 weeks ago, we're talking about before the Zman of Ben Hashmoshes. Emes of Ben Hashmoshes, who's talking about? The child is, can he walk 5 minutes or 2 minutes and Satul Dvarch L'Shur? It's Shabbos. Elamai, it was not Shabbos. It was 15 minutes Lamazog before Shabbos. The reason I'm saying 15 minutes before Shabbos, as you'll see tomorrow, even though I keep on saying that according to the Alter Rebbe, this Zman for the Sefer Shabbos is 2 to 4 minutes, but that's only the Mishnah Achroina.
Last time we spoke about it.
Spoke about it.
That's the whole big deal.
Yeah. However, the Mishnah Rishon of the Alter Rebbe, it seems that all the places that went for Rabbeinu Tam, in their mind, the Zman of the Sefer Shabbos was 15 minutes. There could be lomdus, and I'm not sure what the lomdus is. But if you think practically,
It makes sense.
it makes sense. The going as soon as the sun sets, that's Shabbos. It's a much earlier time. So what do you want from a guy? Well, the guy wants to keep his job. He's soon going to lose his job. So, like I was talking about the Sunday morning, that that it'll be terrible if they're going to keep daylight savings for a whole year. Because no, forget. So that's what I said. I don't know why Agud is so upset. You have people coming off the train here, walking into Beis Menachem, putting their muktzah in the closet.
By Lich mentioned.
Yeah, but if you kept daylight savings all year, that would never happen.
You'll have another hour.
Right. But they're worried about the Yid in Detroit that by him, if they get then Netzacham is going to be 8 o'clock. No, not so late. No. Yeah. 8 something, 8:08, 8:10. Das ist gefährlich. No. The worst day was 8:08.
The latest.
They could daven before an hour anyway.
The Ovid can sit daven before, and they won't daven with
At the office, exactly.
daven at the office. So he won't have a minion, he won't have Kriyas Torah. But this guy that's coming off the Dre train at Shabbos, Nachzel in Yoneinu. I don't know Lomdus, but just Balabatish. If you're saying the Goinim, this obviously there's Lomdus, but think for a second. According to the Goinim, as soon as the sun sets, it shouldn't Gemora Ben Hashmoshes. So the Alter Rebbe is saying that the Zman of the Sefer Shabbos is maybe 2 minutes, 4 minutes.
So the Alter Rebbe changed his mind, forced to say 15 minutes, then he went.
Yeah, because V'chatchila he went with the Rabbeinu Tam. That the Rabbeinu Tam says that this night starts much later. The night starts 72 minutes after sunset. 4 milim. And you bounce back from that, and you have Ben Hashmoshes, the last 13 and a half minutes, Lamazaga. So now, it's gefährlich. Shabbos starts pretty late. So now, if you want to say, let's talk about how much time should be the average if they say for Shabbos, 15 minutes. You see, Beli Guzman, all the poskim that talk Aliva that Rabbeinu Tam, when they talk about Sefer Shabbos, they say 15 minutes. Mashenkin the Goinim, those that are talking Aliba the Goinim.
Like you can't tell the difference between darkness and 15 minutes. When I go down at 8 o'clock, it's dark. And
so that's why you see why you're getting 15 minutes.
That's the difference. 2 minutes.
So we have a
2
watch.
minutes. Garnish, the
We
Zeit.
have a watch, so we know. But
I know, but
No, I'm
they're
saying
talking
even
about-
even to them that they had watches.
they had no watches.
Verstehe, but I'm saying in the poskim that are talking,
Yeah.
all the poskim that go with the Rabbeinu Tam, that the night really started 72 minutes after
Right.
Shkia, so they say to Sefer Shabbos is 15 minutes. So I'm saying why? Because schon finster in gas.
Right.
So if a guy wants to do to Sefer Shabbos,
Make sure it's a little light.
yeah, let's make sure there's a little bit of light in the outside. Shenken, according to the Goinim, which their Shabbos started 72 minutes before, not 72, 59. Because 59 minutes, 1 hour. According to the Goinim, Shabbos starts 1 hour before Rabbeinu Tam. And it could be more than an hour. An hour is average if you
In
really.
the winter, probably is more.
So it could be more. In the summer, more, because the hours are longer. Forget. In the summer, in the winter, every hour is shorter, because the day only has.
Right.
But in the summer,
The
every
day is
hour,
long.
the day is very long. So an hour
It's not 60 minutes.
is not
more.
60
It's
minutes,
70
75 minutes,
Right.
80 minutes, 90 minutes. So it's a huge difference in the summer between the Rabbeinu Tam and the Goinim. So it's hard enough for the Yid to keep Shabbos. He's holding a job. President Trump used to brag. I remember 8 years ago, he bragged that he said that he had a Jewish lawyer, David Friedman, and he said he'd let him go home 2 hours before Shabbos.
On Friday.
Tzad Gomer. It's Tzad Gomer from Tanya.
He's doing the right thing. That's what we don't just say.
I got him saying, but there's not a lot of time now for David Friedman to get back to Long Island. He was living in Long Island.
And it
And
was in the 5 town.
the 5 town, no showing, but he was working for Trump in Manhattan.
With the light going fast.
He was no lights back then. Trump was given a garnished.
Straight up.
Hmm?
After I got home 20 minutes before Shabbos.
When he went on. So now you're going to tell me it's a Shabbos 15 minutes. Give me a break.
I guess.
Thinking if you held like that, I'd been a time.
Plenty of time.
Yeah, plenty of time. That's what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
Balabatish.
Now I understand what you mean.
That's why. That's Balabatish. Stama there's lomdus, but anyway.
The Balker that read it over here by Mincha,
Yeah.
he told me sometimes I have to work till 4 o'clock and sometimes it's, like mentioned, it's 4:10. It's like from the office, it tells Shabbos. That's Shabbos. He walked to Park Slow over there. So what's his name? But I'm saying,
Wow.
we do it. That's his job. You have to be 4 o'clock.
That's
The
what-
pigeon is 4:12. There's nothing. So he get dressed, everything before Shabbos. When come this, he just go to what's his name by
Hecht.
Raskin.
Oh, Raskin.
Yeah,
Raskin. He
Raskin.
lives over there right now.
But I'm saying,
Wow.
to these
Wow.
people, this 5 minutes, it's
That's what I'm saying. That's every minute counts.
Right.
Schengen Rabbeinu Tam is gefährlich. Everything is much later. Okay.
Or the book and they put tefillin Friday when they come over here. They walk back to corners because in
Right.
exactly. 5 minutes they put tefillin at us.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand why. I think for Klal Yisrael, if they make daylight savings a whole year, it would be easier for people to be Shemrei Shabbos.
Friday afternoon, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we can do.
I
Some people is this clock.
I'm listening this week. I brought this two Israelis are talking to each other. Yeah. And here
Like in Eretz Israel, they still didn't change it. We changed the clock and
they still didn't change, right? I'm saying like when you make it easier for a person to do mitzvahs, it helps.
right.
I hear guys asking his friend, "You keep kosher?" So the friend says, "Yeah, you know what? I shop in Trader Joe's, and I noticed that they have kosher chicken and stuff and poultry. I'm buying kosher. I'm buying kosher."
For the bar that with mitzvah.
Exactly. I think
Our
that's
doctors used to always say, doing a big mitzvah, bringing kosher to people.
I'm saying, whoever figured out to sell, even if he meant it for business, whoever figured out to bring in Empire Chicken,
Even if it's not glass.
What's
for
the
sure.
difference? The person look at the price. It's cheaper. It's olive oil kosher.
So this guy, he buys in Trader Joe's. He likes to go shopping there. He know because it's good food, and he noticed that they have kosher. He said, "You know what? I'm a Chayid. Let me keep kosher." Big mitzvah. Right. So I'm saying same thing here with Shabbos. I'm a person who keeps Shabbos. Yeah.
Hechtel somewhere did told me a story that he used to, when he was getting shimush, he sat by a road, East New York. And down the block is a slot place. So every Friday, a lady used to come with chicken, ask the rabbi if it's kosher. So it was already flicked, it was already clean. So he used to check to see if the bones were broken. It's kosher. So Rabbi was a feisty guy. So one day he had it up there and he says, lady, I don't understand. You go down, you don't trust the sheikh, you don't trust the Vedic that you come here to the road. She says, no, I go to Wall Bounce and I buy the chicken there. If the rabbi says it's kosher, it's kosher.
Wow.
Sometimes you don't know what to ask.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay, so we finished really the sugya of the Sheikh Kiyas. Tomorrow we'll learn Shulchan Aruch, what the Alter Rebbe says. Rav Poskim hold that today, even if you blow from the rooftops, that's not considered Sheikh Kiyas. It's a good thing, and every Kiyila should do that. It's not Yisrael, they have a thing. They play music a lot of times in the mikvahs. I don't know what it is. It's a nacht lebedik. Yeah, but that's Yisrael. They play.
Each line you hear the music.
Yeah, music.
In the mikveh?
Around the mikvah, outside the mikvah.
I don't know.
Around, they play music.
In Chabad is the song from Old Fridge.
On the ninth floor.
Yeah.
Music.
Yeah, music. Yeah. We play music. Akaponim. Every kehila does something. But we're going to learn tomorrow. This is not mamish the din of sheish tkiyas, because the sheish tkiyas means when I finish, it's for Shabbos.
Even the guy who taught the blow can hold it.
Right. The vishay metalkel meloisa shofar veloisa chatzoytze. So Gemora, I don't understand. Vatanya shofar metalkel chatzoytze say no metalkel. Omer Rabbi Yosef lekasha. Kam beyochid, kam betzibur. It depends if it's a yochid or a tzibur. Omer Abaye, what do you mean? What's the difference if it's a yochid or a tzibur? You're allowed to be metalkel, you're not allowed to be metalkel. Beyochid l'may chazia. What are you going to tell me? That it's roit as a keli. What is it roit for?
Like a baby bottle.
Oh, roit lagama boy mayim latinik. It's a baby bottle. Tzibur nami. Cause lagamei latinik only. What are you going to tell me that the tzibur doesn't own a baby? Only a yochid owns a baby.
A tzibur has a obligation.
The obligation to take care of an orphanage, take care of a tinikonik. So the tzibur also. It's a Gemora Vesua. The Tanya Kshem Shemetalkel Masashev Ekech Metalkel Masatzaisis. It says you could be metalkel both. Zog the Gemara Elaloi Kasha. There's three shittas about muktzah. Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda holds there is muktzah. Elamai depends. Could you use it as a keli? But you can't use it as a keli. Rashi says Rabbi Yehuda. Shofar metalkel. V'chat says any metalkel. The muktzah. The shofar teres keli alone. It's a teres keli because theoretically you can use it as a baby bottle. We know befeidish that if Shimon holds, there's no muktzah. And weiter in Rashi, hodik toni av shofar ein metalkel in Nehemiah the Omer afila tarvit, even a spoon afila talus ein nitolum elo latzerech tashmishay hamiyuchid. According to Nehemiah, even a jacket is muktzah unless you're planning to pick up the jacket to wear it to warm yourself up. So v'ikir shofar. Love the Gemara Mayin Koya. Everyone agrees that the main thing of a shofar is not as a baby bottle.
Yes.
So therefore, the shofar is a metaltal according to Nehemiah. Zog the Gemara. So back in the words of the Gemara, look, so therefore we have three different brises. One said that they're both muktzah, like Nehemiah. Both said both are not muktzah, like Shimon. Well, Leslie muktzah. One is Rabbi Yehuda. He holds of muktzah. But he holds that a kli shemalachta laheter, you're allowed to carry even stam azoy. And a yois, the shofar, can be used as a baby bottle. You can carry it even stam azoy. Zog the Gemara, or my shofar, when the Nehemiah said shofar v'chatzoytzeres, so l'choyre it's the chayno hach. They're both muktzah. So my shofar and ami chatzoytzeres. Rashi says my shofar. He said that both the shofar and the chatzotz are both also the surah. The kiven the toni emetal shofar Once we said you can't metaltal the shofar, so loitzarich lemisne chatzoitzeres. Once you said shofar, you're not allowed to carry. Obviously, you're not allowed to carry chatzoitzeres. The culture can he. Oil veineroi lagamea boitinuk. And the shofar the ktanin bereisha hu chatzoitzeres. Really, when you said shofar, he meant chatzoitzeres. And the chatzoitzeres, the ktanin beseif hu shofar. Nishtana shmai k'dereb chizda, and therefore loizu avzuktoni. Let's read it inside. The Shmai Shofar Nama Chatzoitzes Kereb Chizda Damer Chizda Hanet Klas Mili Shtana Shmayim Ech Chorem Beis Hamikdash. From when the Chorem Beis Hamikdash, people got a little mixed up, and the names of things got mixed up. What was the three things? Chatzoitzra Shofra Chatzoitzter Lamainaf Kamina LaShofra Shorosh Hashanah. If an Ram Audits will tell you, I need a blow. What should I use? Rashi l'shofar shalosh shana ein toikim elabaisa shamaoretz koilan chatzoitzeres hu shofar v'i oyim ba amaoretz lisha amayitoka amaoretz walks over and says Rebbe, what should I use for Rosh Hashanah to blow my 39 koilas? You have to tell him use a chatzoitzer. Have it on your mind, you know it's really shofar. But you is some gewonnen ganze zamish na chatzoitzer is called a shofar is called a chatzoitzer. So Bekirib Chizden was talking Acher Shechorah Beis Hamikdash. I mean, most of the Mishnahs and the Braises are learned Acher Shechorah Beis Hamikdash. So he said shofar, but really he meant chatzoitzera. So he said you're not allowed to do carry chatzoitzera. Even a shofar you're not allowed to carry because a shofar it's not really muktzah because Roy Lagamea Baitin can give it as a bottle, as a baby bottle. But for the Nechemia holds that even your shirt you're not allowed to pick up unless you're planning to wear it. Okay. Zog the Gemara weiter, and then Gemara says the other two things. Rav tzaftzaf rava. Meinaf kamina lululuv. If you have to, Amoritz is going to come tell you, I need it for my lulav, the dalal minim. So you have to be careful what you tell him.
What's that rova look like?
Yeah, even you know that what that rova looks like, you know.
But
the use the Amoritz got all mixed, the Ameratzim got all mixed up, and they call that rova tzaftzaf and tzaftzaf rava. You have to be careful what you tell them. And then Pesoda, big table, small table. One of them is big, one is small. And they got all mixed up with the words. If they made a deal, he's going to sell them Pesoda. You have to know it's a big table, a small table. You have to know, but Bisman Churban, everything got mixed up. We also have a few more things that got mixed up in the bigger, in the Churban Beis Hamikdash got mixed up. Uvlila Beikosi Uvlila. Lamai nafkamina. What's the nafkamina? It's a piece in the cow. One is Uvlila, one is Beikosi. Rashi. Uvlila in the big line. Uvlila. A messes is the pocket right after under the veshet when the food comes in his mouth. So Uvlila. Well, the Beis HaKoises, which is a piece in the stomach, and the digestions called Beis HaKoises, they called Beikosi. The Hachshav Nistano, and now everything got fadreit the other way around. It's like the Gemara, Lamai Nafkamina, who cares? It's like, it's a big Nafkamina. Lamak the Nimtza Ba'ivi Beis HaKoises. But the din is, Mitzad Echet Ksheda, if it punctured, there's a double skin there. If it punctured only one skin, it's kosher. Mishneids Doden. If it punctured both sides of the skin, the inside and the outside, it's a treifa. So with that from Wissen, what's Beis HaKoises? Amoritz is going to tell you the Amaratzim in those days were not such big Amaratzim like today, which don't know a thing. But they knew, right? So you have to, when you shech the behemoth, they knew what to shech, they knew what they open it up, they took out the chaylev. Today, if you don't take the chaylev, it's from the greatest tzaddikim in Yerushalayim, you're from the big experts.
You're good menakem.
You're good menakem. Everyone knew. Okay. But now he asked the Shaila that there was a machet, and it punctured, there's a double skin in the stomach. Punctured a little bit, not the whole three. Well, it's kosher. Oh, but you got to be very careful because you should know the terminology has changed. He's going to tell you that there was a knife, there was a nail, there was a machet, and it made a puncture, and it wasn't through and through. You're going to tell him it's kosher because it's besakoisis. But today they call besakoisis right in the neck. That's and the veshet, and that's tak apostle even a drop. Today apostle treif. So therefore you have to be aware. Amar Ravash, another name, Bavel, Bursev, Bavel. That Bavel, you hear? So there is a place in Iraq called Bavel, and another place called Bursev, and they got all mixed up. So who cares? We'll throw a couple of bombs on them and get to wipe them out. So I get the notion. Why?
Right.
Get lishma. Hey, we get misham tzarich lemefan etofenach misham they are same bekim. Ma'ach v'tzarich to say before nichte before nechte. Ma'ach shebnei burse fi bavel shalash in burse. Amaratzak the ma'alma burse filo shafilo not l'meim. Okay. So this is a complicated chapter. Nioim is a Rashi. Hokshet. I've come in to get the national in Yeshina Shema Shema. Shemira v'yir apostle. But tzarech klikt of Shem Shalachshav. Hokshet. Rashi says we have to give such a complicated shot. A guy was Gadish his wife. You have to write where you're standing. So you have to know what's Bavel and what's Bursa.
You have to write on the get.
Again, yeah, you have to write it. So we find here, Stam, that the Gemara already went into a whole discussion that there were three, Meshcharavis and Mikdash, there were three things or five things, that then terminology changed. What was it the Satan meet for the Beis HaMikdash? I didn't see any Mephorshim say anything. It's a like Tzachap Adava Pashut, a Svara Pshuta, that the Baal Shem Tov says that everything has a name. And so this says that the chayis comes from the name. In English, this is called a chair, and this is called a table. You know what? If you want to make a Purim spiel, well, from now on, today, we're all going to decide this is a chair and this is a table. Fine nafkamina? No nafkamina. Anyone get hurt? No one get hurt. Doesn't care. Who cares? But in Eretz Yisrael, in Loshen Kodesh, it's not true. When this is a kisei, is because it's a kisei. If this is a shulchan, it's a shulchan. Shin lamed ches nun is the chayis of a shulchan, and a kisei is a kaf and a samach and a aleph is the chayis of a chair. So don't tell me you're going to make the kisei the shulchan the kisei. You can't do that. So bisman shebeis hamikdash kayam, everything was clear. Everything was clear. So there was no mix-ups and Bavel, Bursa, Bavel. Who cares? It's just, that joke. It's Iceberg and Goldberg. You know the joke, right? Iceberg, Goldberg, this is Al-Bazach. It's not the Al-Bazach. It's not the Al-Bazach. Iceberg is iceberg and Goldberg is Goldberg. Don't tell me it's the Al-Bazach. It was Mancha, basically, Mikdash. So everything had its place. Bavel is Bavel, Bursif is Bursif, Hatzoitzis is Hatzoitzis, Shoifris is Shoifris, Hamesis is Hamesis, Beisakoisis is Beisakoisis.
You see today in the
Rebbe is the cup.
today in the ways you don't put the right address, you go somewhere else.
Exactly. You got to put the right address. So everything was clogged. And things are a little bit sedate. So with this, we can conclude. Perek Mamad Likin. Shabbos say it was moidic fun to learn this Perek. In the process of learning this Perek, which took us about a year and a half, we started Tishrei Tovshin Pei Dalet. We started a year and a half ago.
Tishrei to Pesach.
Right. And in the course, even though it's only 12, 13 daf, in the course of this learning, we went through a tremendous amount. We went through 1 dozen simonim in Hilchas Chanukah. And the Mitzvah Shem as of tomorrow, next week, will be done at Kimat 1 dozen simonim in Hilchas Neir Shabbos Kodesh, which is a total of about 24 simonim on Shulchan Aruch, 12 in Hilchas Shabbos and 12 in Hilchas Chanukah. And B'toich Dvorim and Mitzvah Shem, and as dessert, what I would like to do for dessert, there is Seder Achnos Shabbos and the Alter Rebbe and the Siddur. And there the Alter Rebbe lays out a shitta take, with what's Shkia, and what's Neitzachama, and Zman Mincha, and Shabbos, and the Alter Rebbe shitta, the revolutionary letter that the Alter Rebbe sent out, that I keep on talking about, that everyone in Europe used to care. Shitta Rabbeinu Tam.
In the Alter Rebbe also used to.
And the Alter Rebbe also used to. And then one day the Alter Rebbe
It's
said,
very powerful to change from
unbelievable.
time to.
One day the Alter Rebbe said, can you imagine Chassan the Alter Rebbe? And Rabbi say, this Siddur that we were using till the Ashkenaz Siddur, can put it shameless. We're using a new Siddur. Tzvara. Rabbi say, schedule for Shabbos, it's all off.
It's much more than just Siddur. It's like, has to do with.
It's Seder. It's not only a Siddur. Yeah, everything.
License,
Right. The Alter Rebbe made takonas about shchita and about tremendous amount of things. Mikvahs. It's unbelievable. Think about the Chassidim of the Alter Rebbe. There were a lot of changes that they went through.
does that mean that Alter Rebbe made a mistake? Kadiyach has shown. Does it mean that he had to do tshuva? Does it mean anything?
No, it means it's hakalos yofa begita. The Eibishter made a time for everything. There's a time.
The road to your right, left, and left, right. You have to believe it.
Right. And the whole goof for them, when the right time comes, that it's like we spoke about in the Siyam Rambam Yid, that Nebuch didn't know that Ein Lo Yidmus HaGuf Ve'ein HaGuf before the Rambam. Can't fault him. Once the Rambam came, how could you chas v'shalom? Before the Baal Shem Tov came, if he didn't know the mitzvah of Achdus Hashem, okay. And after the Baal Shem Tov came, after the Alter Rebbe came, so there's a time for everything. We don't have a minion now, so we should invite to learn a little bit.
Yeah. Do we have time for that?
Yeah, we'll learn until we have a minion.
Okay, that sounds.
Jason's upstairs, you told me too.
Okay, so we have cats. We just need two.
You already coming back?
Yeah, will be here. So okay, so we just need a center.
Tell them to bring a couple of kids.
Yeah.
Trying to put them to sleep.
Right now we decided, so we don't.
And also,
Yeah. Your cats.
Okay, good. So we have 9 people. Fine. So let's again a shtikla dessert for the sugya. The last sugya that we dealt a lot here is all about Seder Zmanim. What shkia, when it's Ben Hashmoshes, when Ben Hashmoshes starts, when Ben Hashmoshes end, Sheish Tkiyas, Toiken Laftas on Malocha, Hichsef Atachten, Hichsef Elyon, there's red, there's purple, it's mixed, the color. We're talking about, Aloy Sachachar, Neitzachama, Shkiyas Achama, Seisa Kechovim, Gimel Kechovim, Beinanim, all of it. Judaism is based on time. All the mitzvahs are based on time. Shabbos.
That's why the first mitzvah there.
You can't set a calendar. Exactly. Very good. Because that's the first mitzvah. All the mitzvahs are Zman Krishma, Zman Tvila. It's the time when you start. It's the time when you end. Shachar, Zman Chamaydev. Sis Mitzrayim. Exactly. Everything happens at a time. All the mitzvahs happen at a time. So there's a Geshmaka discussion over here that the Rashag asked the Rebbe about what's going to be Seder Zmanim la'osir lo. What's going to be Seder Zmanim? Is there going to be time when Mashiach comes? Befrat b'zman tchiyas hameisa. Is it going to be regular time like now or not regular time like now? So the Rebbe said, yes, that for today. Interesting. The Rebbe said like this. The emphasis that is brought in Sefer Atmuna, this world is Shemitah Shniya. Shemitah Rishayna was Kulei Chesed, and Shemitah Shniya is Kulei Gvura. That's why this world is a nasty place. And this is part of the first Yovel. There's 50 Yovelos. That Rizal came along and said that this should not be taken kipshuta. It's not the pshat that the Eibishter made a world. and there was Flatbush, there was Midwood, Sigavent, Crown Heights, Williamsburg, Borough Park, Kensington. Delete. They wish to delete the whole thing. I made a second time. Instead, he'll do delete. No. The Shemitah Rishon is Inyan Ruchni. Olam Atoyu Shekodem Latikun. It's not a physical world, and then it says based on that, Mustaba, that the future of Shemitah and V'yovelos are not Gashmi. The only Zman or Makam Gashmi is Shemitah Shmiya and Yovel Rish. Okay. The Rebbe says like this. The emissaries before the Cheta Egel, it's mashma from Chazal that the Shemesh and the Yerech and the Galim were going much quicker. So if they were going much quicker, it could be that the Zmanim before Chet, Eitz Adas, were different. So the sun and the moon, everything's going quicker. So things could have been.
Yeah, 1 hour for the motion, they made the whole mess.
Yeah.
1 hour.
Everything could be different. But, La'ased Lavoi, sehr schwer zu sagen that the Zmanim will be different. That all Kiyum HaMitzvahs has to do with time. And we say Mashiach is going to come, V'sham Nasa, K'mitzvah Saritzoynech. And now you tell me time is, we're flying saucer? It's not time? So, like this guy, there was a professor in Rural College, Kalmanovich. He was in my shul in the Bronx. He had these jokes he always liked to say. A Jewish astronaut came back and they asked him, how was it? He said, so exhausted. Shachris man chamayim, shachris man chamayim, shachris man chamayim. So schwer zu sagen, we're saying B'sham Natzak, the mitzvah Sitzanecha, that we're going to do the mitzvahs kipshuta.
Unless our time speeds up as well.
It's very schwer. Furthermore, the Rebbe says, the Zohar says that there's a Seder, that there is Binyan Beis HaMikdash, Kibbutz Golias, Tchias HaMeisim, and there's 40 years for the first thing, and 40 years, and 40 years. So now you're telling me that this 40 years and these 40 years are not the same. This 40 years is measured by today's days, and those 40 years are measured. It's apples to bananas. It's not apples to apples, b'chlal. It just doesn't make sense. The Zohar says it's all organized. Beis HaMashiach, Binyan Beis HaMikdash, Kibbutz Golias, Tchias HaMeisim, Arboim Shana. This is a different type of Seder Zmanim b'chlal. If you're telling me that now the Seder Zmanim is, like this, what we know now. But La'ased Love, it'll be a different type of Seder Zmanim, maybe like an Olam HaYetzirah. Hello? So what are you telling me that there's a Tkufa Aleph, Tkufa Beis, Arboim Shana? It's apples to bananas. It's not mashmai bazoy. It's from a Chazal saying that this Arboim Shana, this Arboim Shana, this Arboim Shana. No, the Rebbe is answering. He asked just one question. What's the Seder Zman of La'ased Love? The Rebbe explaining, it's very gishmak. That the Rebbe says that the Yuzakiyim mitzvahs is Kolim Zman, it's mistaber, that La'ased Love will be regular Zman. Then the Rebbe went on gishmak. The Rebbe said, B'moisa Mashiach. Someone could ask, what's B'moisa Mashiach? Do we can have regular Zman and B'moisa Mashiach or not? So the Rebbe says, you might be tempted to say, there's a machloikis, if by Tchias Matchias Meisim, we're going to do mitzvahs or mitzvahs betelis La'ased Love. So you could say, Laman Da'omer, the mitzvahs are kayomis, has to be said as man. Because otherwise, what do you mean we could do mitzvahs? Putting on tefillin.
Yeah, you have to know when, the day and night.
And if you say mitzvahs betelis, there's no say as man, but this is not true. Because the Man Da'omer says there's no mitzvahs, should have said it's not shaykh to do mitzvahs. Because there's no time. When are you going to put on tefillin? It's a different zman. And no one said that. No one said it's not shaykh to do mitzvahs. Shaykh to do mitzvahs. Shaykh is if you're chayiv or not chayiv. It's mashma that there is Seder Zman. And the Rebbe says, Loi me boya like that. There's a chloikas in Rambam and the Rabban. What's the ultimate when Mashiach comes? The ultimate is that we're going to have Tchias HaMeisim, according to the Rambam, and then we're all going to die and go into Gan Eden. Because that's the ultimate. Because for a human body, it's not shaykh to fully appreciate the Gilui Lakus. It's not shaykh. So we have to have that,
Bitul and then start again.
and then go to Gan Eden. The Ramban says no. No. That the ultimate is Neshama's Beguf and Chassidus says that halacha is Keramban. Halacha Keramban. So according to the Ramban, that the ultimate is according to the Ramban. Anyway, Tchisa Mesim is not the ultimate. So you say, oh, this is say this man. According to the Ramban, that the ultimate is nothing bigger than Tchisa Mesim. There's nothing bigger than Tchisa Mesim. So someone could argue that maybe there's no Seder Zman. The answer is no. There's gonna be Seder Zman. Because again, otherwise it's not Shaykh Mitzvahs. The Rebbe says, a cute thing to finish off, that from the Shabbos davening is mashma like the Ramban. Because we say, Ein erech lecha Hashem Elokeinu, v'o'il lo mazeh, v'yein ze lo schom al ke'yenu, lechai. This is Kabach, right? No? Give me a Kabach, too. Okay, we'll do the Lubavitcher. Ein erech lecha Hashem Elokeinu, v'o'il lo mazeh, o'il lo mazeh. Vein ze lo schom al ke'yenu, lechai o'il habo. Efes biltach hagelein limois HaMoshiach. V'yein adoyme lecha Moshiachenu v'sechias hamesim. So you see the dargis. They go. Obviously, we're going up and up and up and up. So we see that Tchisa Mesim is the ultimate.
And even
V'olam hazeh is the lowest. Olam habo is higher. And okay, but you see, Tchisa Mesim is the hechste Sache. There's Olam Hazeh, Olam Haba, and then there is Yemoisa Mashiach, and the ultimate is Tchisa Mesim. So from the Shabbos davening is mashma like the Ramban.
Does the Shlias Mason mean that period, or does it mean after every single person who's even living now is?
Whatever, the Tchisa Mesim. Yeah, I understand, but it means everything.
Which Neshama going to come? Which body? Yes,
Oh, he was here Sunday. You were here Sunday.
No.
So, oh, you were.
Each one.
That's today.
Okay.
Yellow kids are my back.
So therefore, we know Chassidus is a moedik koch, that the Yiddish guf, that therefore the ultimate is we read Tchisa Mesim. There shall help. So we should be taka zoicha. I mean,
It's like it's home.
should be zoicha to see Tchisa Mesim.
Nobody's coming?
And
And he cannot come.
Okay, listen. If we don't have a minyan, we can go down across the street again. Okay, shkerech everyone that joined us. Huh?
Irish and
That's fine.
They're coming, right?